This was our page 2. We're now moving on to page 3. This we're leaving in place, but we're taking out the next 3 pages. They're double glued, remember, so that's actually the equivalent of 6. 1, 2, 3. Keeping that one, and we're also keeping this one, and we're taking out the next 3. Before we do anything else, we want to decorate this page and this page on these sides that are facing us. We'll put those to one side because we can make journaling cards with those. And we can do that as quickly or not as you wish. I do have a digital print here, which is suitable. I will probably just trim off these edges and use a Pritt stick to cover this page. I have quite deliberately torn the edges of this to make sure that it will fit the page but leave a small border around the page. And what we will do is we will ink both the page itself and also the printable with vintage photo, the Distress Ink vintage photo. Go around the edge of the book page. Using a glue stick, we'll pop this one down. We want to place this with a border and seal it down by giving it a good burnish. These 2 pages we leave alone for the time being, but we repeat that process on this page. So we will be putting our paper on here. What we want to make sure is that when we create a pocket on this page and this page, we only see from here. So we're going to be cutting about there downwards. We'll do it on both sides at the same time so we get a similar angle, an equal look. Now what we should have is similar looking pockets. We need to seal them as pockets before we move on to decorate our facing pages. We'll be running some glue down this short edge and the base. And again, burnish it. If you want, clip that as well while it dries. Do the same on this page, glue along the short edge followed by the base. Now we're going to do these 2 pages probably in a similar manner to how we've done pages before. The first thing is to strengthen that spine area by using some of this napkin and doing that with some Mod Podge. Now this is dry, we're going to go over some of these edges and take down a few of the stronger colours with the white gesso. We're going to go in with some vintage photo. We're beginning to get some similar tones now through the piece. I have from the same digital kit a few bits and pieces of ephemera that I think will help possibly even cover some things up, but we might hand gesso as well. Bring it into some kind of matching piece of ephemera. That's actually quite nice as it is, like that. We can just add a bit of gesso to the edges. We also have some cutaways from the paper that was used at the back of the pocket that could potentially go just over that edge there. And we have another piece that joins, which we could put across here. We do have these smaller bits, the usual quotes, a stamp or 2, a file number over this side as well. This is very pale and then this is very dominant. So I think we need to pale a few things down now. We have some white gesso here, and we're going to try and blend this extra pieces a bit more into what's already on here by smudging over bits of this. I think you can see on this background there's a bit more pink and it's a bit more golden. I'm going to bring in some pink and see if that's going to blend things a bit more together. This pink is the Victorian Velvet, beginning to have some of those tones to it. Quite interested in trying some of the squeezed lemonade. Scrub that over. Maybe use a tiny bit of water to start to blend these bits, but not too much. We're getting some really pretty colours through this. I've picked up my Rusty Hinge, which is an orangey brown colour that I don't use very much because normally it's too orange for what I want. But I'm wondering if that's going to look kind of cool on this and bring in more autumn colours. I don't think I want to fade it now. I think I want some strong colours coming through. Do a bit more of the squeezed lemonade, but with a sponge applicator. That's quite a nice background. I do have some napkin, and I'm wondering if this is even going to be the right colours now, whether that's going to work, because being white, that should just go over the top and not be seen. And on this one we have a big rabbit. I think we might give it a go so that we start to get that focal point across the two pages. I'm going to try to bring that leaf down to meet that leaf. Hi guys, it's the next morning. What I finished off with last night was cutting round some of the napkin to create a longer border and adding all the butterflies that I wanted to add just on one side to fill up this space, because we had the rabbit on this side. I've also started to stain the edges so you can see where the big pockets are, and I felt like this needed something. So although we do have a quote, it's now hidden by the rabbit, so I did a new quote, stained it up in similar colours, which was Vintage Photo, Squeezed Lemonade and the Peeled Paint Green. We'll attach that around there, I think. This is very close to being finished. All that needs to be done after this is to make the tags from the pages that have been cut to create this space here. And of course, today's journaling question. Round the whole thing, pocket and the back page has been done once. To make the pocket stand out, I'm going back round the pocket page to make that a little bit stronger than the page it's leaning against. I have been sent some plastic autumn leaves. I'm assuming because my post is linked in the video for Happy Mail. I think the next page I will do in this will involve those and be a bit different to the pages we've done so far. As with previous videos, to make the tags, I will select some of these plant pictures and back them with coffee stained paper and sew round the edges to secure. Being deep pockets, it could take at least 2 tags per pocket, possibly 3. Here's all the tags that I've made from the removed pages. There's a lot here. They've been backed with coffee stained papers. They've been sewn. They've had a file top added that matches. Some of these will go in stash, some will be used in here. Here's the journaling prompt for today. Where do you go, or what do you do when seeking clarity about a situation? I've done it as bullet points for speed. I talk to friends. I think on the past, because often the situations that I'm facing now, I've had similar things happen in the past. Go for a walk, that's a bit rarer. Sit by the sea, incredibly rare. Write down a list of pros and cons, a little bit more common for me to do that. And one time when I was really stuck, I took off on holiday, switched off social media, had drinks at lunchtime, slept in the afternoon on the beach and generally relaxed, and suddenly the answer became clear out of nowhere. I wasn't even thinking about it. That was the one that I'll always remember, and that was in Croatia. Just so that I remember where that happened. That is page 3 of our altered book. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and do all the lovely YouTubey things. Do check out the drop down description, which has links to the Facebook group. This challenge is an event in our Facebook group. It also has links to any of the printables that I've used in here, addresses for Happy Mail, links for Creator Club, all the things you might like to investigate further. And I will see you next time.